Okay, the next one we'll go into is the first time buyer post-purchase. Super critical, especially seeing that for most brands, 75%, 80% of first time buyers never actually come back and make a second purchase. Also considering that with the cost to acquire a customer, the cost of acquisition is going up and up. It's really important to turn them into repeat buyers for two reasons. One, a lot of the time you get most of the profit out of that second purchase. And two, if you can make them a second time buyer, chances of them becoming a third time, fourth time buyer exponentially increases. So it's a very dense one, the post-purchase. What happens? There's an immediate high after buying. People are elated, they're excited, they just spent some money, they're like, I'm gonna look so fucking cool in these threads, I'm gonna have the best skin, right? But then there's also a period of potential buyer's remorse and doubt shortly after. I'm sure lots of you have had that. I know I have spent whatever $500 on clothes or shoes, and then after that, you're like, damn, where did my paycheck go? Did I have to spend all that money? So we want to make sure that they remain happy and in a good headspace when they receive the item, and it doesn't affect the way they feel about it and feel about the purchase. And then there's the period immediately like following delivery where we need people to actually use the product, right? Have a good experience with it and use it. So this is really a big part of a make or break for retention and customer lifetime value. This is commonly ignored, the post-purchase, because people think, oh, they've already bought from us, we'll just leave it at there. But this is a very, very important part of the customer journey and improving, cash flow and margins for your business. So email content. So email one, I would set this as like a placed order trigger. And it would be an immediate cross-sell or upsell, right? This is when they've got the dopamine, hitting their brain. They're fully engaged. They're very excited. The recency of their purchase makes right now the best time for them to purchase again. A lot of the times when we look at the time between first and second purchase in the brand's data, and you can check that out in Triple Whale, Lifetimely, Peel Analytics, and you'll actually start seeing like, okay, it typically takes 7 days for majority of people to go from their first purchase to the second purchase. It's usually a lot quicker than what you would typically think. For a lot of brands, we see that it's even 4 days. So right now is the perfect time to hit them up and actually try and make them purchase again. Once again, a lot of people don't come back for that second purchase, and increasing that repeat buy rate is crucial. So what you can do here is show them complementary products to what they bought, or just simply show them some more lower cost products that are best sellers and they have high margins, right? Those are always great products to sell. Low cost means it's an easy buying decision for the consumer. You're not trying to sell them on a $100 item again, right? That's going to be a major barrier for them. But if you can show them something that's half the price of your AOV, then it's going to be an easier sell. Best sellers, because we know they sell fantastic and people love them in general, and high margin because you want that profit. And so also, just to note, don't try and show them too many products. Try and stick to like 3 products, maybe 4 products, right? To make that buying decision easier. When people are showing too many options, they actually don't take action. And we just want to try and use urgency and a discount to sell them on this, right? And then we can make that turn first time buyers into second time buyers very quickly after their first purchase. A second one, so we would probably do this in another flow, which would be the order fulfilled. And that's where we want to eliminate buyer's remorse. Once again, this sort of like creeps into the customers after they make their first purchase, and we want to help them overcome that anxiety. What you really want to focus on here is just letting the customer know, hey, you made the right choice, not just buying the product, but also a lot of customers are probably comparing your products to 2 or 3 other brands online. They're looking at everybody else's review and they're going, okay, I'm going to go with these guys. And then after they purchase, they may be thinking, damn, I should have gone with the other brand. Actually, their reviews did seem better or something like that. Sometimes what we like to do here is just use a comparison email showing how your brand product is actually better than the competitors, and that works really well. Email 3, product education and product adoption. Super, super valuable, right? If somebody doesn't use your product, they're not going to come back and buy again. And then number 2, if they don't have a good experience and find success with your product, they're not going to come again, right? So I always say product use is your best retention tool. So here you want to give them some tips on how to use the product, get maximum benefits out of it, think of how to use it, be successful, care tips. Because sometimes certain products are not going to need much product education. So we have brands who sell like these really cool like plant pillows, like pillows that look like monsteras or cacti and things like that. Or you might have fashion. So maybe you want to do care tips, styling tips, or this is how you should wear that. You can even do something like complete your look, right? So that's product education and adoption, super important. And then the next one is habit formation, right? So getting them to use the product is great, but habit formation is a whole nother thing where we're trying to get the customer to be in the habit of actually using the product, right? So that it becomes part of their daily routine. It becomes a part of their lifestyle, right? So we want to further propel product use. We want them to form habits. A few ways you can do this is challenges or even just putting them into an engaged community. There's heaps of examples of this. So Crossrope is an amazing example of this. We did plenty of work with them a year or two ago. You'll notice that they actually have a Crossrope Facebook group, and there's over 90,000 people in there. And if you go in there, it's super interactive. People are sharing videos of them skipping rope. There's challenges in there. So it's like, hey, we're doing this 2-week challenge where you're going to learn how to like do crossovers and double unders with your skipping rope. And people go crazy over it. Pretty much they're like, crazy CrossFitters, but for skipping rope. And then once they're in that Facebook community, people are engaging with each other. It's interactive. They feel like they're part of a movement. And that's what people love, right? They want to feel like they're participating in something and part of a group or a community. So there's a lot of benefits to putting people into a Facebook group. And then once again, it doesn't have to be like, hey, go to the Facebook group. It can just be focused around, hey, we have a 20-day skincare challenge, or we have a 20-day get fit challenge, or any type of challenge that you can give them, where you give them updates every day or every second day on how to use your product for maximum results to get to, a before and after. Then try and do that. You can hold these in the Facebook groups. You can put them in another flow where they receive emails, things like that. So really important to get them changing their habits and using your product, because once they get that habit, they're coming back again and again. And then of course, push to omni-channel. No matter what, just like customers, people are going to churn. People will churn off of your email list, right? You can't expect people to get on your email list and then after 3, maybe 6 months, you think they're still going to be opening your emails. People stop opening emails. That's the reality of it. So you want to open them up to other marketing channels, send them to any other channels where you have lots of engagement, where you put out a lot of content. If it's Instagram, TikTok, if it's YouTube channel, right? Send them there. So when the point does come where they stop opening your emails, you at least still have this marketing channel or line of communication where they're still going to see you, still be reminded of you, still get impressions, and then come back and buy. And then 6 and 7 is pretty much kind of like the last time where we're going to try and cross-sell them. Once again, if they typically churn 30-60 days after their first purchase. If they don't make their second purchase after that, it's going to be very, very hard to re-engage with them. So try and do a repeat purchase here and then a last chance email there to turn them into second-time buyers. If they've already become a second-time buyer after this, you don't have to show them these incentives, right? I feel like giving out incentives and discounts is fine for a first-time buyer, and then if you want to push them to be a second-time buyer. But after that, if somebody's bought from you 2 times, they're pretty much an active buyer. They're sold into your brand. They're sold into your product. They've come back already, which means they like your product. And you should not be showing them discounts regularly at all. you want to save that profit margin, and you don't want to condition them to be thinking there's always going to be a discount around the corner. I'm going to wait for a discount. We don't want to condition them to be discount buyers, and just save that profit margin. And then the last email, once again, major one for the post-purchase, is to get that qualitative data on the first-time buyers. And we really want to find out, why didn't they become a second-time buyer, right? And it could be, did the customers not adopt the product, right? So was it a habit formation? Did we not educate them enough? Things like that. Did the customer get results from the product? So this one's more habit formation and use of the product. Second one is, does our product kind of suck, right? Do we have to do better product development? Do we have to change anything? Are they looking for different products? So that's what this question is going to start digging into. And then the third thing, of course, for good customer retention is customer experience and shipping process, which is pretty much also part of customer experience. Biggest drivers for customer retention is always going to be like product market fit, and then the customer experience, right? You can get them a good quality product that works and they have a great experience. That will be the biggest driver for retention. If you don't have those, all the marketing in the world is not going to do shit, right? It's not going to help improve your business. So these are really important questions to answer for anybody who did not become a second-time buyer. Figure out what's going wrong in the process, what do we have to improve, so that we can then improve retention.